Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start the session with a nice quote. What is today's quote? The day is what you make it. You make the day. The day is what you make it. Why not make it a great one? So let us try to make it a great day. That is today's quote. Now let us go to the enrichment part and see what is there to learn from today's session, what you're going to learn and how you're going to get enriched. To begin with, effective English or effective words, you're going to learn about 14 words, I suppose, between 10 and 14. And the first word you see here, dispel, that's an important word. Dispel means banish or to eliminate, an important word. And hubris, we have got for the first time. It is also an important word. What is the meaning of the word hubris? Hubris means something like excessive pride, a lot of pride, too much of pride. And stunting, stunted growth, usually it goes with the word growth. Stunted growth means what? Retarded or preventing growth. Stunt growth means prevent growth. That is also a new word. And unedifying, this is also a new word. Unedifying means something unpleasant or distasteful. Mortality, we have got many a time. Mortality means death. And appetite, it goes with food and hunger, but in this context, it means desire. Depleted, depleted means diminished, or when it comes to numbers or quantity, the number comes down, the quantity comes down, then we use the word depleted. Generally, it goes with the word resources, depleted resources. Meager, it means a little, scanty, not too much, not a lot. Mitigation, we have got many a time. Mitigate, reduce, alleviate, assuage, synonyms. And sustained, sustainability is different. And sustain means to hold for a long time. To hold something for a long time, we use the word sustain. A typical combination, sustained interest. These are the words you're going to learn, you're going to work on. Besides these words, there are some more words which are very important. And when it comes to test your English, today you're going to work on spot the errors from the newspaper as well as previous year's papers. And you're going to work on cross test a new pattern. You're going to work on fillers. And the other day, Saturday, I brought idioms. Today you're going to work on phrasal verbs related to shopping. Now on, I'm going to bring phrasal verbs related to based on themes. And today's theme is shopping. Shopping, for some people it's pleasure, for some people it's pain. Now what is today's editorial? Something not very positive, something a bit disturbing. India's low rank on nutritional indices. There's one important word here. I'll go to the next slide. I will talk about that. So this is all about India's low rank on nutritional indices. No great escape. Actual phrase, great escape. Great escape. In fact, one English movie, they took long, not perhaps 80s or 90s, an English movie, Great Escape. It was a big hit. It talks about escape of prisoners from the prison, obviously. But this starts with, today's editorial starts with no great escape, not a great escape. On India's, what is the context? What is it related to? On India's low rank on nutritional indices. Today's editorial, a lot of important words related to grammar. Obviously, they're important from the exam point of view. And the first one to begin with, indices. Indices is a plural of index, but index plural could be indexes or indices. Then you may ask, so what is the difference between indexes and indices? Indexes, the plural form usually goes with, if you take a book, the list of topics, we use the word index. The plural of that is indexes. The word index, plural form indices, goes with mathematical, financial, and something related to quantifying, and it goes with financial, mathematical, and information related. We use indices. So this is all about calculation based. So obviously we cannot use the word indexes. We have to use the word indices. On India's low rank on nutritional indices. And what is the main idea? This is a lead. And what is the main idea of today's editorial? India's low global rank in tackling nutritional deficits calls for a revamped PDS. This is the main idea. India's low global rank in what? Tackling nutritional deficits. Tackle, it goes with everyday English. It means deal with, tackle the problem, tackle a person or a thing. Deal with nutritional deficits. Calls for, we have been getting this calls for. Call for means demand. For what? Demand for what? A revamped PDS, public distribution system. Revamp, revitalize, give a better form to make to improve something. India's poor progress on nutritional indices must dispel the hubris surrounding strong economic growth for years and turn national focus on persisting hunger, wasting, and stunting among children. A lengthy sentence, but it talks about the focus. The focus has been more on economic growth, but the editorial says now the focus has to be more on persisting hunger, wasting, and stunting among children. India's poor progress on nutritional indices must dispel an important word. Whatever you see in red, important from grammar point of view, and whatever you see in blue, related to vocabulary, and green, grammar, violet, phrase related. So, dispel, banish, or eliminate. That's an important word. Dispel what? Banish or eliminate what? The hubris. We have got this for the first time. Hubris means excessive pride. Excessive pride surrounding strong economic growth for years. We have been talking about economic growth, that's what the editorial says, but and there's a lot of pride, excessive pride, hubris surrounding that progress. But now time has come to turn the focus, national focus on persisting hunger. Persist we have got existing, exist for a long time, persisting hunger, wasting, and stunting among children. I should have given this in blue color. The reason being, we all know the word waste, you all know the word waste, but here it has got a different connotation. There are two words which are very important based on today's editorial. One is stunting. A few of you may be knowing the word stunting. Stunted growth means what? Preventing growth. But wasting. Now, when it comes to stunt, it means low height according to the age. Someone's age, according to the age, there should be a particular height. The person does not have that height, then we use the word stunted growth. And what is this wasting? Low weight based on the height. Someone is 5 feet, he should have a particular weight. He doesn't have that, he or she doesn't have. Then we use the word wasting. Wasting goes with weight, remember the letter W, and there also weight according to the height. And stunting goes with height according to the age. So this editorial talks about these existing problems. What are they? Hunger, wasting, and stunting among children. Again, there is one word in red, among. When we talk about two persons or two things, mind you, exceptions are there. We use the word between. More than two, we use the word among. And if you ask me, so what is the difference between among and amongst? Again, if the word after the preposition begins with a vowel letter or a vowel sound, we use amongst. So now let us go to, this is all about the Global Hunger Index, today's editorial. This year's Global Hunger Index, GHI, places India in the company of Sudan, an African country, Northeast African country. You have Northeast Africa, you have countries like Sudan, Ethiopia, Nigeria, not Nigeria, Somalia. These are all part of Northeast African continent. So this year's Global Hunger Index, GHI, places India. Where does it place India? In the company of Sudan. This is an important phrase, in the company of. In the company of good people, in the company of intellectuals, in the company of bad people, a standard phrase. Here in the company of Sudan, rank 94 among 107 countries with unedifying assessment of the national situation as serious. There is one important word. Now on you will see that star mark means what? An important word. Unedifying means unpleasant or distasteful, something negative. Distasteful or unpleasant assessment of the national situation as serious, obviously. The country's score of 27.2 is the worst among BRICS countries and inferior to Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal. Again, you see something in red, inferior to. When you take comparative adjectives like anterior, posterior, superior, inferior, senior, junior, preferable, elder, prior, and the verb prefer, you should use a preposition to. Common error, people use the word than. Than is not correct. Inferior than is not correct. Inferior to is correct. That you have to recollect. The country's score of 27.2 is the worst among BRICS countries and inferior to Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal. The GHI is developed around wasting and stunting under 5. When it comes to the age factor, they consider 5 years, and there are two components which are very important for assessment. One is wasting. As I said, it goes with weight based on the height, and stunting, it goes with height based on the age. The share of the population with insufficient caloric intake and child mortality, mortality, death related to death. Index scores by international agencies have been critiqued as flawed for choosing the wrong weights in scoring and also for not including genetics and social determinants, but that would be a narrow view. Editorial says usually these international agencies, their index scores are criticized and they are considered flawed. What is the reason? Flawed for choosing the wrong weights in scoring. Index scores by international agencies have been critiqued. This is in passive voice. As flawed. Flaw means a mistake. There's a popular saying in English. What is it? No one is flawless. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes and we all learn. We have to learn from our mistakes. Critiqued as flawed for choosing the wrong weights in scoring and also for not including one is genetics and social determinants, but that would be a narrow view. That is a criticism for not considering certain factors, but the editorial says that is a narrow view, not a broad view. And to justify that statement, it provides some information. What is it? The evidence from the NFHS4 of 2015-16 is not very different. If you consider other sources, more or less the same picture you come across. It is not different. It is not very different. The reality is that national policy has no appetite for a radical transformation. The reality, what is the reality, is that national policy has no appetite. In this context, appetite means desire. No desire for a radical transformation. This is an important word. Again, we have got many a time. In this context, radical means something drastic, outstanding, extraordinary, not normal, to a great extent. A radical transformation in the delivery of adequate nutrition, especially to women and children, and has paid inadequate attention to achieving diet diversity through the PDS. A lengthy sentence. The reality is that national policy has no appetite nor desire for a radical, complete transformation in the delivery of adequate nutrition, especially to women and children. Both are very important, two important groups, one women and the other children, and has paid inadequate attention, present perfect tense, to achieving diet diversity through the PDS. You may ask, sir, why this word achieving, an easy word in red, and why that star mark? Usually I tell students, when it comes to English, don't have fixed ideas. English has rules, English has exceptions. If you have fixed ideas, you will get into trouble and you may lose marks. So here, a lot of students, I repeat, a lot of students do have fixed ideas when it comes to the preposition to plus verb. They think to plus, it should be the basic form or infinitive. To go, to buy, to achieve. The moment they see a sentence like this, they may think immediate reaction to achieving. Definitely it is not grammatically correct, but that is not right. Do remember here this preposition to is related to the word attention. Attention to what? Ask the question. You have to take a pause. Attention to what? After that, you have to use a noun. So here the word achieving is not a verb. It is a noun. Noun, the verb form in the ing, using ing, that is gerund. So you can use after attention to what, if you ask the question, achieving diet diversity through the PDS. So this is grammatically absolutely right. Don't think that every time you see the word to and after that the verb should be in the basic form. That is not right. So that way it is very important. On the other hand, an important phrase, on the one hand, On the other hand, the country is widely seen as falsely equating energy calories with a diverse diet. Here, the editorial differentiates. One is equating energy calories with a diverse diet. Two things are here. One is energy calories, the other one diverse diet, different diet. So on the other hand, the country is widely seen as falsely, not properly, falsely equating energy calories with a diverse diet. Both are entirely different. The existing deprivation, I think we got this on Saturday. Deprive, removal of something, denial of something. Usually it goes with basic rights or the essential things. The existing deprivation has been aggravated. This is in present perfect passive voice, and aggravate something, aggravate the situation means what? Make something worse. The existing deprivation has been aggravated by the pandemic, with food inflation putting pressure on depleted incomes or meager pensions and savings. There are two important words here. One is depleted, means what? Diminished in number or quantity. And meager, scanty, a little, not much. Depleted incomes or meager pensions and savings. And courtesy, thanks to pandemic. The NFHS poll found that under 5 stunting from chronic undernourishment stood at 38% and wasting a result of acute lack of nutrition at 21%. Again, it talks about the statistical data related to one wasting, the other related to stunting. The NFHS poll found what? Under 5 stunting from chronic undernourishment stood at 38% and wasting a result of acute lack of nutrition at 21%. Acute, an important word, but we have got many a time. Usually it goes with pain. Acute means severe, acute pain, severe pain. Acute lack of, severe lack of nutrition at 21%. These data, again important from exam point of view. The word datum is singular. Datum singular and data plural. But do remember, we consider data a collective noun. Data is also considered a collective noun. I repeat, I reiterate. Data, when it is considered a collective noun, it takes a singular verb. A lot of students think data always takes a plural verb. It is not right. If you use it as a collective noun, you have to use a singular verb. Their data is quite disturbing. Absolutely right. The sentence is perfect. What is the reason? I have used the word data as a collective noun. When we use a word as a collective noun, obviously you all know collective nouns do take a singular verb if the sentence does not talk about division. If the sentence talks about division, obviously it takes a plural verb. But in this context, it has been considered the plural of data, a datum, data. So it is not represents, it is represent. These, another clue for you, the demonstrative adjective. Demonstrative adjective. These data represent some progress at a drop of about 10 percentage points in both categories compared to a decade earlier. There has been some progress, but not substantial progress. That's what the sentence talks about. Although steady economic prosperity should have yielded a far bigger social dividend. On the one hand, we talk about economic prosperity and we have been focusing on that, and this should yield a far bigger social dividend. That means we should not have problems related to stunting and wasting. And whatever you see in green, it is important related to grammar. Here you see should have yielded, should have done, should have gone. So what does it talk about? The helping verb should plus have plus verb, past participle form. It talks about an unfulfilled duty or a neglected action. Two dimensions, unfulfilled duty or a neglected action. The latest GHI measure is a reminder that much work is necessary to bring the true benefits of the National Food Security Act to the unreached, to the deprived, downtrodden, not merely as hunger mitigation through cereals, but as nourishment through a diverse diet that includes fat, protein, and micronutrients. These are all essential. Besides the carbohydrates, fat, protein, and micronutrients, very important. And that's what the editorial talks about. It is not focusing on cereals but as nourishment through a diverse diet that includes fat, protein, and micronutrients. But there are worrying indications that the center has chosen the wrong course. Here, the editorial is critical, but there are worrying indications that the center has chosen the wrong course. A categorical statement. In its pursuit of fraud within the PDS, there is fraud within the PDS, public distribution system. In its pursuit of fraud within the PDS, focusing more on that, it is inclined to take hard measures that would deprive the disabled and the elderly of even cereals by insisting on biometric verification to get supplies. This talks about where the focus is and what are the problems related to that particular approach. Strengthening the PDS with a focus on women's health, but the editorial says the focus should be on something else. So this sentence talks about that. Strengthening the PDS with a focus on women's health would lead to healthier pregnancies, and stronger supplemental nutrition under the ICDS scheme would give children a better chance at all-round development. Two dimensions, two important groups, one women, the other children. The focus should be on these two groups, and that definitely the result is going to be positive. How does the editorial end? The importance of sustained. Sustained means to hold for a long time. The importance of sustained immediate intervention is further underscored, emphasized by recent findings of International Food Policy Research Institute scholars that 3 out of 4 rural Indians cannot afford a balanced, nutritious diet. This is really disturbing. According to another source, 3 out of 4 rural Indians can't afford a balanced, nutritious diet. That is not a good thing. The right to food would be meaningless if it leaves a large section of Indians hungry, stunted, and wasted. We talk about right to food. It becomes meaningless if it leaves a large section of Indians hungry, stunted, and wasted. So it reiterates the same thing. The editorial is all about stunting and wasting. It also talks about the problem of hunger. That's all about today's editorial, and sometimes you may get this as a passage either in prelims or mains. They may not ask you to write about this in the descriptive paper, but definitely the chances are very bright when it comes to prelims as well as mains as a passage. Now let us go to the enrichment from vocabulary point of view. Tackle goes with everyday English, tackling, dealing with. Revamped, improved form, we have got so many times. Dispel, a new word. Banish or eliminate. Hubris, an important word, a new word. Excessive pride. Hubris surrounding something. Hubris about something. Stunting, preventing from growing. Stunted growth, a typical expression. Unedifying. Don't get confused between edifice. Edifice means the front portion of a building or a building. Edifice, a solid building. But here it is edify, not edifice. Edify, opposite, unedifying, distasteful or unpleasant. Mortality, death, we have got many a time. Flawed, imperfect. Flaw means a mistake. So flawed, imperfect, not perfect. But there is an important saying in English. What is it? I have already said that no one is flawless. No one is perfect in this world. We all make mistakes and we have to learn from our mistakes. And what is the next word? Appetite. The word appetite goes with food. I don't have the appetite. I have lost my appetite. A typical expression in everyday English. But here it goes with the context. In the context, it means the desire to bring in a radical transformation. Appetite, no appetite for radical transformation. So the meaning has changed based on the context. Depleted, another important word, diminished in number or quantity. Depleted resources, depleted financial resources, natural resources, typical collocations. Meager, scanty, scantily dressed, that's a different expression, but a little, not much, meager. Mitigation, we have got many a time. Reduction, mitigate, alleviate, assuage, all synonyms. Sustained, continuing for an extended period. Sustain someone's interest, sustain a particular policy, a particular project, distribution of something. So, an important word. That's all about the words. And what are the important idioms and phrases from today's editorial? Low rank on nutritional indices. India scores low rank on nutritional indices. Remember, the prepositions are very important. Strong economic growth for years. This is not important, but I wanted to show the context. For years, for many years, for quite many years, for a lot of years, for years, in company of Sudan. So, in the company of, an important phrase, in the company of good people, in the company of bad people, in the company of intellectuals. Usually, I use this in regular classes. I tell students, imagine you're with a group of intellectuals, you're with a lot of intellectuals, then you tend to become an intellectual. Company matters a lot. And there's another saying in English, what is it? When you rub your shoulders with a genius, you tend to become a genius. Not literally rubbing your shoulders. When you rub your shoulders with a genius, you tend to become a genius. Means what? When you interact with a genius, spend a lot of time with a genius, obviously you tend to become a genius. An important expression in the company of someone or something. Around wasting and stunting. So related to the analysis, statistical data around, remember the preposition around usually talks about the direction, but in this context, around something, about something, wasting and stunting. For a radical transformation. Remember the preposition again, a radical transformation, important collocation, complete to a great extent transformation. On the other hand, you have got many a time. On the one hand, on the other hand, at a drop of about 10 percentage points, at a drop of, this is also an important phrase, about means approximately 10 percentage points. A decade early is not correct. A decade, 10 years, a decade earlier. This you have seen a few questions, grammar related. Now, what are the questions you can think of based on today's editorial? Obviously, the first question, what is this editorial about? The second question, what must dispel the hubris surrounding strong economic growth for years? So the keywords must, it has got two functions. One is it is used to express the personal obligation. Another, it is used to convey the idea that something is compulsory. So what must dispel, banish or eliminate the hubris, excessive pride surrounding strong economic growth for years? Take the keywords and based on that, I'll show the context. India's poor progress on nutritional indices must dispel the hubris surrounding strong economic growth for years. Based on this context, you try to write the answer. Next question, what does global hunger index, where does global hunger index place India? Where does it place India? And what is the context? This year's global hunger index GHI places India in the company of Sudan, ranked 94 among 107 countries. This is a context. Based on that, you should be able to write the answer. What is a criticism against index scores by international agencies? There is some sort of criticism against scores by international agencies. What is that criticism? And what is the context? Index scores by international agencies have been critiqued as flawed. For what? For choosing the wrong weights in scoring, one dimension, and also for not including genetics and social determinants, another dimension. The last question, what would give children a better chance at all-round development? An important question. Stronger supplemental nutrition under the ICDS scheme would give children a better chance at all-round development. Easy to answer. This is all about the questions based on the editorial. Now it is time for you guys to interact. Let us go to the first exercise, spot the errors based on the previous year's papers. Read the first sentence and try to spot the error. I hope there is no audio problem today. Excuse me. Please respond to my question. I hope no audio problem. What is this mini? What does it mean, Bharat? You are our mini. Mini, what do you mean by that? Is it spelling error or arise? Nothing wrong. The country has adequate laws, but problems arise when these are not implemented in letter or spirit. Nothing wrong with the word arise, but problems, plural, you cannot say arises. Absolutely right. Today also volume low. I don't think so. I want others to respond. Please respond about the volume. Okay, still fine. Who is this? Hari has got it right. There is an error. What is that error? It is not or in letter and spirit. Usually we say in letter and spirit, not or. Very good, Hari. I appreciate that. Some students say no problem with volume. A few say still there is a problem. I'll try to work on it. Today we cannot do anything about it. Tomorrow I will try to sort out. So please bear with this problem. Go to second sentence. Shiva, okay. Shiva is like Mini, okay. I got it. I got it. Bharat. Yes, he's very good at English and he responds within no time. That is really amazing. He is alert and also very sharp. Where is the error? Sentence number 2. Non-productive. It is not non-product. Human beings are not products. Non-productive. What is the right word here? Employees should be productive. Productive opposite non-productive. So answer is non-productive. This is not right. All these are from previous year's papers, mind you. Please go to question number 3. Question number 3, where is the error? It has taken almost a year for India to let its pessimism translate into fewer jobs. Yes, Bharat has got it right. Snehita has got it right. It is not, it is taking. It has taken. Taken is the right word. It should be in present perfect tense. It has taken. What is the right word here? Taken. It has taken. It has taken almost a year. That is a correct expression. Please go to sentence number 4. I see a lot of students have got it right. A long way to go. Only then you can improve, only then you can learn. That's a very good expression, Shiv Kumar. Please go to sentence number 4. Where is the error? Is it different than or different from? It is not than. It should be different from. This has been given in so many exams. Do remember the preposition different from, not different than. Please go to the last question from previous year's papers. We are bringing in the idea that European rehabilitation focused on a multidisciplinary approach towards chronic pain. Question number 5, where is the error? It is not we are bringing in. We are bringing in the idea. It is not to bring in, we are bringing in. It should be in present continuous tense because the primary auxiliary to be is there. We are bringing in. Now let us go to the questions from the newspaper. Question number 1. The Hindu paper, context, sleeps, and where is the error? Hope you guys are looking at the first sentence. Next set of questions. Yes, yes, you're very sharp, Ashok. By mistake. It happens when we try to read, we are so conditioned, the actual word comes out sometimes. So it is, where is the error? Question number 1. No, no one has got it right. Who is this? Shiv Kumar says no error. Who else says that? There is no error. The sentence is absolutely right. The book, called Voice of Millions. The title may be in plural form, but the verb should be in singular. Arabian Nights was, we don't say were. The title of the book could be singular or plural, but the verb should be singular. The book was published. Which book are we talking about? Called Voice of Millions, was published earlier this year, but is yet to be launched formally. There is no error whatsoever. So, absolutely, earlier this year, already over. It is not incomplete, over already. Yakub. So, the book called Voice of Millions was published earlier this year, but is yet to be launched formally. Was published, past tense passive voice. Please go to. Why not? Two different clauses. In the same clause, you cannot use who is this Snehita. Do remember, in the same clause, you cannot use. If you use, it is called double negative. But in a sentence, you may have 3 clauses or 4 clauses, 2 clauses. In each clause, you can use a negative expression. Absolutely no problem. Now, sentence number 2. Where is the error? This is rather easy. Mrs. Arden promised, the verb is in past, supporters, she, then you cannot say will, it should be she would. Promised something. Promised that she would build an economy that works for everyone. That is an easy question. Let us go to question number 3. Yes, a lot of students have got it right. Would. Will is not correct. It should be would. Now go to question number 3. Where is the error? Promised, reported, would. Yes, Yakub, you're absolutely right. Please go to the next question. Tell me where the error is. Is, was, I don't think so. The 18-year-old boy proved that the youth of Kashmir are second to none in academic excellence and are chasing dreams for a better tomorrow. A very good sentence. I have brought this sentence because it should be a source of inspiration for you guys. A very good sentence. No, youth could be singular, youth could be plural. There's nothing wrong with that. Is one more reason why I have brought for bringing this sentence. Youth could be singular, could be a collective noun, could be considered plural. Nothing wrong. Are second to none, absolutely no problem. Are chasing, absolutely no problem. An easy question, I'm really surprised no one has got it right. That is rather shocking. How come? As I said, I always say, now I see Shaker says no error, Smartphone also says no error, Geeta also says no error, Arvind also says no error. A lot of students now say no error. But there is an error. What is it? Here, there is no time phrase. I have been telling you guys in the exam also, do remember when it comes to spot the errors or error location, when you read the sentence, you should look for the time phrase. That is the first thing you have to keep in mind, you have to look for. If you don't see the time phrase and it talks about a past incident, then you should think of present perfect tense. Here it is in past. It is not correct. So the 18-year-old boy has proved that the youth of Kashmir are second to none in academic excellence and are chasing dreams for a better tomorrow like you guys. An easy one, but surprising, no one has got it right. I have been telling you guys, when you read a sentence, please look for the time phrase. Karthik P. Sir, this is Karthik. Oh, that's really nice. Yesterday I had completed my Scale 2 exam. All the phrases, idioms and synonyms are from your classes. I'm extremely happy and thank you, sir. I'm very happy to know that. I would like to thank you for posting that. Very nice to know that. Let us go to question number 4. That happens. Sometimes you forget the basics, human nature. That's the reason why I tell you guys, when you read a particular sentence, you got to read meticulously. Every word is important, every letter is important, but at the outset, the time phrases are very important. Fine, go to where is the error, sentence number 4. It is not on, it should be vigil against illegal operation of brick kilns. The correct preposition, illegal, against illegal operation. On is also right, but in the newspaper it has been used against. Better expression, on something, on is also absolutely right. I don't want to disappoint you guys. So both are right, against or on someone or something, against someone or something. Means being alert, keep an eye. Vigil means to be alert, to keep an eye on something. One more meaning, to be awake all night, waiting or looking for someone or something. Please go to, yes, it is observation, surveillance, very good. Go to the last question. It's already 8:42. Where is the error? Sentence number 5. Despite the threat of COVID-19 still looming large, an important expression, still looming large, means still existing. An unusual pre-pandemic buzz, another important word, marked the opening of the annual week-long Navratra Mela at Mata Sheetla Devi shrine here on Saturday. Where is the error? There is an error. There is an error. Who is this? Ramadevi says, an is, oh, okay, I got it. Yes, you're right. It is not unusual, it should be a usual. What is the reason? Usual, it begins with a consonantal sound, ya sound, that is consonantal. So we cannot say an, we should say a usual, a uniform, a universal rule, a unique person. So very good, I appreciate that. A usual, not unusual. Now let us go to vocabulary from today's editorial. You have listened to me and now you have to respond. Dispel. What part of speech is it? First you write the part of speech. After that you go to the meaning. So dispel should be easy. Part of speech. Yes, Nagamani, you're right. It is not an, a usual. What is the reason? It begins with, though it begins with a vowel letter, It begins with a consonantal sound. Examples: a university, a uniform, a universal law, a we don't say a universe, the universe, but here a and the word usual. It is a verb indeed. Dispel means what? Excuse me. Banish or eliminate. C is the answer. Go to the second word, hubris, an important word you have got for the first time. Spend some time and try to remember that word after the session. It is noun. What does it mean? Excessive pride. Pride, noun. So J is the answer. Stunting, stunt, stunted. It is a verb. But stunting growth, then it changes to adjective. It could be a verb, it could be a noun, it could be an adjective. What does it mean? Preventing from growing. H is the answer. Someone has gone to the 10th one already. Oh, unedifying. Part of speech, adjective. And what is the meaning of that? Distasteful or unpleasant. F is the answer. Mortality. Part of speech, noun. It means death. I is the answer. Appetite. Appetite usually goes with food, hunger, and in this context, desire. Part of speech, noun. And what does it mean? A desire. A is the answer. Seventh word, depleted. Deplete, depleted. Once you say it is a verb, do remember it can be a noun, it can be an adjective. I will write verb. Means what? Depleted. Diminished in number or quantity. Diminished in number or quantity. Meager, meager amount, meager wages. Part of speech, adjective. Means what? Scanty, a little, not much. And what is the next one? Mitigation, mitigate verb. Mitigation, noun. Reduction, mitigate, reduce, alleviate, assuage. So B is the answer. And sustained. Part of speech could be sustained verb. And sustained could be an adjective. What does it mean? Continuing for an extended period. Hold for an extended period. G is the answer. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? That is highly appreciable. And what are the synonyms of hubris, an important word? Excessive pride, arrogance, haughtiness. Haughty behavior, not acceptable. This is an important word. Vanity, again, not acceptable, important word. Conceit, an important word. Pomposity, extravaganza. All the 4 words you got to remember besides hubris. Excessive pride, easy. Arrogance, easy. But do remember haughtiness, vanity, conceit, and pomposity. If someone says, I've got all the 10 correct, that's wonderful. I appreciate. Now listen to me. Close test, new pattern. You see 4 words in violet color, underlined, and I have written the part of speech here. Defiance, it is a noun. Your job is to write the verb form of that. What is the verb form of this word? After that, what is a verb form? Then what is a noun form? What is a noun form? Do listen very carefully. The word is there, but you have to write the part of speech. What is the verb form of this word? I hope you got it. It's a new pattern. Yes, it is defy. What is it? Defy is a verb form. Go to protesters. What is a verb form? That is an easy one. Protest. Protest could be, do remember, protest could be verb. It could also be noun. Protester, noun. Protesters, noun. Protest is also the noun form. Besides, it is basically, it is a verb, protest. I could not tolerate the protest. I have used it as a noun. They protested. I have used it as a verb. Disperse, what is a noun form? Dispersion or dispersal? Dispersal. Dispersal also could be used. Please go to included. Excuse me. Included, obviously. Inclusion. Let us go to the next continuation, the same text. Gathered. What are the synonyms of gathered? Here you see the word gathered. You should write the synonyms. What are the synonyms of gathered? Yes, inclusion, noun form, that's right. Please go to the next. Gathered, surrounded, meet, collected, summoned. Not exactly. Let others also respond. Accumulated, aggregated, right? Congregation, waiting for that word, congregated. Congregated, better word. Other words are also right, but congregated, gathered, surrounded, I don't think so. Assembled, I was waiting for this as well. Assembled, gathered, congregated, assembled, better words. No doubt you could use other words, but based on the context, who gathered, who congregated, who assembled, better words. Please go to the next word, thwart. What is the meaning of that? Thwart means what? Avoid, yes, avoid, prevent. You could write these two words, avoid, prevent. Backfire. What are the synonyms of backfire? Block, stop, prevent, thwart, avoid. Yes, you can use all these words. Now go to the next one. What are the synonyms of backfire? Foiled, very good word. Who is that? Anendra Kumar, very good. I appreciate that. Please go to the next word. Backfire means what? Boomerang, very good. Waiting for that. Boomeranged. Boomerang, also you could think of something has backfired. It has become counterproductive. What is it? Counterproductive. Counterproductive, boomerang, and also backfire. Misfire. Misfire has a different connotation. Backfire means something else. What does it mean, backfire or boomerang or counterproductive? You do something expecting a positive result, but you get a negative result, opposite result. Then we use the expression boomeranged or backfired or counterproductive. Please go to lead. What is the antonym? Here it has been used in the when it led to past form. So lead is the actual word. What is the opposite antonym of lead? Take charge, opposite antonym, lead. Mislead, not exactly, not that way. In a way, you're right. I was not expecting that. You're the leader, you're leading. One is follow, but another word you should think of. Leading, leading, opposite, lagging. That is a word I was. Arti Shinde has got it right. Lag, lead, opposite, lag. You could also write mislead. That's a different thing. I was expecting this. Lagging behind, leading, lagging behind. So, in a way, a new pattern. As I said today, one day I will bring questions related to idioms, the next day, phrasal verbs. Saturday I brought idioms, so I thought today, phrasal verbs, because I can't afford to spend a lot of time. You guys have exams, so I'm trying to bring in every day a different aspect. Try on, and the theme is shopping. Do remember that. The theme shopping and shopping related phrasal verbs. What is the answer for the first one? Try on. D. Yes, that's right. It is test something to see if you like it. No, I don't think so. It is not D. It is E. Try on. Try on that shirt. Test something to see. That goes with the next one. Try a piece of clothing to see if it fits. First one is E. Try out is D. Try out. Test something to see if you like it. Try out something. Try it out. 1E, 2D, 3 take off. Take off means what? Remove. And put on to wear. See? Pop in. It goes with shopping. To visit briefly a particular shop. To visit briefly. Easy ones. I always begin with easy ones. Then slowly I take you guys to something difficult, and after that very difficult. Now you see 5 sentences, each sentence with a blank, and all these words you have already learned, but different way you're trying your memory, you're testing your memory. Tell me what is the word that goes with the first sentence. I had the task of cleaning up after the party. Please go to the next slide and try to answer. I had the what? Pragmatic task? No. Answer is unenviable task. The fifth word is the answer. That's right. Krishnaveni has got it right. Unenviable. After that, I see Sandeep, Rajshekhar. Unenviable task of cleaning up after the party. I never felt that my life was in. My life was in what? I will not tell the meanings. The next slide, you have to find out the meanings. It is peril. I never felt that my life was in peril. That's absolutely right, Bharat. Go to the next one. Shravani also. Sarvani, okay. Rama Devi also, she has got it right. Suresh Kumar. Please go to the third sentence. There are 3 world-class tennis players doing what for this title? So what is the right word? Third one, contending. That is the right word. Fourth option. Let us go to the fourth sentence. High prices are many young people from buying houses. 4, 2. Absolutely right. Deterring many young people from buying houses. In business, what are you left with? The third option. The pragmatic approach to problems is often more successful than an idealistic one. Now let us go to the actual list. Now respond quickly. Unenviable. What does it mean? Unenviable. What does it mean? You have to answer. Don't worry about the parts of speech. Write the meanings. First one, F. What is F? Very good. Unpleasant or difficult. Absolutely right. Sustaining. What does it mean? Sustaining. Write the meaning of that. One F is over. What is the second one? Yes, it is not sustaining, does not mean practical. It is H, supporting, sustaining, support, supporting. 3, disruption, interruption. We have got so many times. And fourth one, B, what is that? Declining, refusing, B. Contended. It has got many meanings. One of the meanings to compete, to prove, and also say something is true. Say something is true. This is an important one. Peril. Peril means what? Serious and immediate danger. Hurdles, problems or difficulties. You guys are still with the fourth and fifth. I have gone to the seventh one. 6D, 7. Yes, that's right. So difficult to read the names also. 7, hurdles. Hurdles means what? Problems or difficulties. 7G, deter. Deter means discourage, deterrent, discourage. Adverse, adverse report, unfavorable. 9, it is A, refusing over. And pragmatic, practical. Pragmatic approach should be there. When it comes to problems, you should deal with pragmatic, you should have a pragmatic outlook, or you should take a pragmatic approach. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? Now, this is again consolidation, important words. Saturday, evisceration means what? All the 10, very good. Yakub, I appreciate that. 9 is also highly appreciable. Wonderful, not easy. Now, please go to Monica has got all the 10, Nagamani also, Nagamani 9, that's also good. Please go to evisceration. You got this word on Saturday. Evisceration means what? Don't go to the second one, first you answer. The first one, deprival of vital parts, that is right. Evisceration means what? Deprival of vital or essential parts. Prudent, wise, intelligent, intellectual, polymath, highbrow, all these words. Walking encyclopedia. And what is the next one? Resurgence. Resurgence means what? Revival, rebirth, revitalization. Yes, important words. So I have brought. That's all from today's session. Hope you guys have got enriched. Thanks for being with me. It's almost 2 past 9. Have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow with another editorial to enrich your language proficiency.